Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday, happy Friday. Good morning, good morning. You're notifying oh, maybe my internet's all messed up again. This internet's- There we go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. I know you guys are just passing through real fast. You can stop by. We talk about positivity here. So I know you see muscles, you see all that stuff. We'll talk about some fitness too. We talk about all kinds of random things, but most of the time we just talk about positivity, love. Talk about Yeah, you look at me and you're like, no, you got to talk about steroids. You got to talk about peptides. That's what you talk about. You're not a guy that talks about life and experiences and growth. There's no way you talk about that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's what I talk about. I'm a 52-year-old man. There's a lot of wisdom that comes from paying attention and learning people and having conversations with strangers and being happy all the time and kind all the time. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Thank you for showing up. Good morning. Good morning. So, but yeah, I'll wait for some of my people again. I'm a little bit early again today. I've been coming on early every day. I usually don't come on till 4:30. Good morning, repost addict, my friend. What we got? We got anybody else in here? Keep it up. More like you. Hey, we got. You know what? I'll start talking with you. So you listen all the time, but look, I was listening to a lot of podcasts. I've been listening to a lot of different things. Good morning, Florida. Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah. So I was talking about, like, people ask me, like, why are you always positive? Why are you always seeing the good side of things or whatever? And then I was listening to some podcasts and they were talking about how, like, through the Bible, let's just say the Bible, the thing that's repeated, I forget how many times it is, but it's do not be afraid. So I think that's part of all of our problems, is the fact is we're living our lives in fear. We don't notice it as fear, but we look at it, as far as the things that holding us back is our fear of losing, our fear of falling, a fear of everything. Like, with you don't talk to a stranger because your fear of rejection, your fear of, like, maybe they won't understand you and stuff like that. So that's part. But if you're asking why, that somehow I get through life with a bigger smile and everything, and it's newly found as far as, like, really all the time, it's because I look at people with love now. Instead of, I stopped blocking myself from being able to love a stranger, to be able to love everybody around. I know this sounds crazy or whatever, but instead now I try to find the positive in everybody. Good morning, Dale. Good morning, Damanda. Good morning. Good morning. That's an awesome name. So we talk about hold on, I gotta throw something away. I think problem is perspective. We don't meet people halfway and we project. Yes, you're right. That is definitely a thing. Like, my screen is broken. I try to stop these people halfway, and we reject our own selfishness. We do. And that's the thing is, so, like, if you're always focusing, if you're in a bad mood and you're having a bad day, you're going to focus on all the negative around you. But if you can find a way, like you said, perspective. Good morning. I'm not saying that. And but good morning, welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, good morning, Tammy. Good morning, welcome. Just finished my 80-minute cardio, going back to the gym in 2 hours of lift, and later 85. Well, look at you. Oh, I see your picture. You're a bodybuilder. That's a lot of fitness. That's awesome. That's amazing, dude. That's awesome. The dedication that it takes. It is 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock in Arizona right now. 4 o'clock with the yeah, yeah, yeah. So what do we say here? Lost two. Well, hold up, 200 pounds. That is amazing. That is amazing. 280 pounds and went on stage. Hey, mad props to you. Matt, that is, I believe me, that is amazing. Emmett, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Oh, I've been there. I went down to Farmington. I played a golf tournament in Farmington, New Mexico. It's right on the corners, I think. 410 pounds. That is so amazing. Your story, oh, that's awesome. I love to hear stuff like that. I love when people win. Pro card 5 weeks. Oh, can I watch it on like a video or anything? Yes, that, you know what, that is. Hey, I know that I'm a stranger, but I am so proud of you. I know how much work that is, how much dedication, all those times you had to fight that diet, all those times by yourself when there was an opportunity to let down and let yourself down, you push through. I get that's there's nothing but respect there. I tell you what, you're bigger. Chad, hey man, you can be bigger. That's awesome. You guys can be bigger. That's just not a competition for me. Well, I know I got the muscles and everything like that, but this for me is it's about life and quality of life and happiness and how do I find what is happiness, right? And what I found is it's kindness. It's being kind to other people. It's listening to strangers, to trying to spread love instead of horribleness all the time, and stop being critical of people and start to try to root for people. And I'll tell you what, I know that it sounds like, oh, you're out here helping everybody else. I'll tell you what, the way that I've changed my perspective on life and trying to root for people. And I'll tell you, it comes inside. It makes me happier when I'm always trying to look for the good all the time instead of looking for like that person's doing this and that person does this different than me. Being critical of people all the time. Oh, yeah, at work and you're like, oh, that person does it. Hey, just let people be people. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. V Electric, thank you so much. Sorry, I know we were in the middle of a conversation, but sometimes I get off on rants. Big muscle plus a big heart. Thank you. Yes, I try to. I try to. Also, Natty, no, and you do. That's amazing. I do TRT. I have done gear before in my life. That's the reason why I'm as big as I am now. Is because I used to do them when I was 20s. You know, It's pretty funny. So today, I talk to people in the gym a lot. I do all this stuff. What's your biggest regret? Oh, that's a good. Here's what I got to tell you. Now that I've come to the conclusion in my life, I've come to understand that every experience that I've ever been through in life, everything that's happened to me, but it's happened and I was part of, all of those things made me who I am very right today. Without any of the trauma, without any of the sadness, the wins, the losses, without any of that, I can't be me right now. So if you say if I regret, I don't regret. Do I look back and wish that maybe I took a different path or something like that? But like I said, without any of that, if I took a different path, if I won early, if something happened in my life, I couldn't be me today. I couldn't be the person that wants to help other people. I couldn't be the guy that tries to spread love as much as possible, trying to encourage as much people around me. And, this is what I've come to in life. I mean, for the last 2 years, about a year and a half, I've been really focusing on making myself better. And I'm not trying to tell you guys how to live life. I'm not trying to tell you this is the answer. This is the only way to do it. I'm telling you that this is the path. And what I've come to realize, it's about you and your perspective of life. It's not about how the world sees you. It's not about that, even though, we do cater to that sometimes in our mental state. But if you can find a way to love yourself, and I know that makes crazy, it doesn't make any sense, but if you can find that point that you realize that you're in control of your emotions, that you're in control of everything. Yeah, I know that sounds crazy. You're not in control of how people act. You're not in control of how the people, reactions, things that, natural stuff. You're not in control of that, but you are in control of how you react to it, how it affects you. And how you do that is you're like, well, stuff's going to affect me. It's going to affect me. But if it happens to you, if something affects you, you got to look inside and wonder, why does it affect me? Are you willing to look back and blame yourself for certain situations that's happened in your life and come to the realization that, oh, I developed this feeling about myself, or I developed this feeling about other people when I was 15 years old, but I wasn't ready to make that lifelong decision that this is my identity now because I was 15 years old and this person did this to me. You can get older. You get older and you start to get more wisdom, more knowledge, and then you start to understand yourself better. And that means looking back at bad decisions that you used to make. That instead you used to think they were good. You used to think that's who I am. That's the staple of my life. But now you got to realize that I did that from pain. I did that from hurt. I did not understanding the situation. So for the rest of my life, I developed my personality based off of something that happened when I was 15 years old. Right. But if you can come now in life and you can reevaluate yourself and start to learn that I don't have to be that. If that's not what I want to be, I don't have to be the thing that I labeled myself when I was, younger. And you start to take control of yourself and who you are. Because you can be whoever you want to be. You've heard this in life. You're like, whatever, no. You can. You just have to have the drive for it. You have to have the discipline. You have to take away old habits and develop new habits, ones that help you. We're all habit animals. We're human beings. That's exactly. Oh, sorry. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, Steve? You're the man, brother. I really do appreciate you. So yeah, I'll go on those rants. I'll go back to the conversation. I want to go back to the lady that lost 280 pounds and is, boy, you swole guy. Oh my goodness. Get ready to be for the largest, no kings. Yeah, I guess I missed out on the topic. When are you? Is she still on here? Are you still? When are you going into the competition? Sharing gender positivity and overcoming fear. What's your biggest regret? It's just revamping. You're here? Yeah, yeah. When you said 6 weeks, you're going to be. What is your body fat percentage right now, and what do you get down to usually when you're doing competition? May the 2nd. Okay. So what is your normal, like when you get down, because you've done the shows before, what's the body fat percentage you get down that you feel like the more shredded and the most like your veins and everything are looking? I guess I should ask what category you're in. Oh, I can bring. Oh, can I do that? Oh, I can put her up at the top. I don't know how to do it, bro. You're gonna have to teach me how to do that shit. 10%. So see, I'm at 12 right now. That's crazy. Yeah, I think the lowest I got down to was 11 and a half, but I'm at 12. People do ask me sometimes that I'm not never gonna do no competition. That's for a different reason. You're in bikini. I would love to watch that. I would love to see that. 280 pounds. I would love to see. I bet you look amazing. That's awesome. I'll look it up after we're done with this thing here. Ooh, we're down to 30 today. Look at that. That's pretty early. I guess it pumps up. I forget that it's 4:15 in the morning. Where are you guys at? What time zone are you in? If I went top 1, 2, I'd qualify for the next year. Oh, that's amazing. That was just. What do you think about that Sullick guy, Sam Sullick? Good morning, Ivan. Good morning. What do you think about that guy? I like him a lot. You're in Texas. You got some humidity over there in Texas, but you have a big state. Some places are cold too. Steve, you're in South Mississippi. It's 6:15. Yeah, so 2 hours difference. Yeah. You met him? He's great. You know what? I think he's the reason why people like attached to him is because I think he has some kind of but as far as the bodybuilding part, he needs a coach. He needs a coach. He needs one of those guys. They beat him up too bad. He shouldn't have got eighth. Virginia's 17th. Good morning, Carol. So there you go. Good morning. Speed, how you doing this morning? You guys got some hard names. I have a friend who I can share fun. Hey, if you guys want to come on here every morning, there's people here that need friends to hang out with. Good morning, Carol B. That's funny. That's funny. All right, what was I saying about it? Oh, hey, welcome to Arkansas. You know what? My family originally, not me. I was born and raised in Arizona, but from Little Rock, Arkansas. Like I still have family there now. I'm so excited for you. I really, dude, you're gonna do this. You're gonna do this. I don't know you, but I believe me. I could just 280 pounds. That'll be amazing. I'm pulling for you. I'm pulling for you. I think you got this. From Benton, 20 minutes south of Little Rock. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah. I have my aunt lives there, and I have some great aunts and some. But my mom and everybody, they grew up there till they were like 10 or 12. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for coming on here. Thank you for listening to my rambling about this positivity. And I know this. You know what I know about this thing right here? It's not going to turn into anything. Do I look cool? I don't look cool. Well, I'm over here telling you guys that love, if you want to know what happiness is, and the answer is it's love. It's not. I moved 2 years ago after getting clean off alcohol and cocaine by God's grace. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. That's awesome. Hey, you're in the right community, man. We got your back. You know, if you're ever falling and you ever need some motivation, man, come here. You know, I got the guys. They come in every morning. Got Steve. I'm like I said, I'm early this morning, but there's people here and they'll say hi to you. And this is a community, and we got your back, dude. If you ever need any help with anything, like you have, you know what I mean? Like we just come here. Come here. And we'll talk about that stuff. I need to put my feet up before lifting in 2 hours. All right, awesome. Good job. Hey, have a good workout, or however many you have today. Good job. That's amazing. Too many people have others insist of hearing others' stories. Yeah, going to the gym this morning for the first. Oh, I like that. For the first time after being back fractured in November. Hey, take it easy though. I don't know how old you are. God saved me from fentanyl overdose before I finally bent my knee to him and bumbles. Hey man, sometimes sometimes you have to hit that rock bottom and to find God, and it doesn't mean We got here. We got love hearing all this positive vibes from everyone in here. AK, thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We love hearing. We're all about positivity here, man. However many of us show up, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about smiles. We're talking about, like I said, love. It's weird to say, right? It's weird, but if you're out here trying to love and not try to hate and not trying to bring people down and want the worst for everybody, and you're taking your day out on people, and you start to spread love instead, you'll get that back in folds. You get it back in. I tell you that from personal experience. That just a simple day like yesterday. I just had a simple day. Tell a little story about I had to do a presentation yesterday. Hey, staying sober is hard, and it's one day at a time. And I understand that. I can't say I understand. I've never been that, but I had my own issues. I had my own issues with sadness and stuff like that, and trying to find my way out of it. But it's about mindset. All of life, everything about it's about loving yourself, understanding, respecting yourself. Doing the drugs and doing all that stuff. You weren't respecting yourself. You're trying to run away from life. You're trying to numb the pain of what life is. Maybe it was your childhood. Maybe it is we were seeking something a path that numbs it. So because we don't know how to deal with it. Instead of the real path, the real way to do this is starting to love yourself. And then you're like, oh, how do I do that? You do that by blaming yourself, by going back in your life and understanding that you were, some of the thoughts that you've developed throughout life or some of the pain that you developed from life, you just weren't ready for the pain at the time. And you've made it a staple in your life of who you are because somebody did something to you when you're younger. Instead of realizing that was just a lesson that God was giving you. He knew that you needed that little hard path to be the best version of yourself. Maybe it's not the best version of yourself for years and years and years. But if you could find that in yourself, you could find the fact that I am in control of my feelings. I am in control of how I react to things. Sorry, I just went on a little ramble there. But yeah, it's when it comes to life, the thing that you can figure out the most, and this is probably the one thing that you guys, I promise you this is true, is that once you take control of who you are and stop letting other people decide who you are, you know what I mean? Like, if you think that this is something that everybody's going to be like, oh, I'm going to follow that guy because he's talking about love and possibility, positivity, but he has muscles, so he's stupid and he's a hypocrite. He has muscles because, he has muscles because he cheats. He has all this, things like that. You find a way on your side, because of your life and your hurt and your stuff, and you see somebody that's trying to spread positivity, and you want to hate on them. You want to throw out that, oh, this is not real. There's no way that person's that person. There's not, instead of realizing, yeah, there are people out there that just do things for other people, that love other people, that try to spread joy, that sees the sadness and wants to get rid of the sadness. There are people like that. And I got to tell you, if you're doing this, if you're doing the kindness and the communication that we talk about on here, if you're doing it for evil, you're not going to get what you want out of it. But if you're doing it and you're truly, truly sincere about wanting to help people and care about others, and I'll tell you that, you know how I know? Because I live that every day. And what God's blessings in return, meaning the people that are so kind to me and that help me out on a daily basis, it's unbelievable. And what I've come to realize is it's not just me in this world. It's not me against the world. It's all of us together. When we figure out that we can come together and we're better against the problem as a team, as a group, because that way, if somebody's weak or somebody's falling down, we can help them back up. It's not you by yourself stuck in a room trying to figure it out on your own. That, hey man, I don't know how to do this. I'm sad. I don't know. Instead of doing that, you have a group, you have a community of people that come here and tell you, hey, guess what? You're not alone. You're not alone in this world. There's a lot of people that think like you. There's a lot of people that have very similar problems to you. And so if you could just talk about it, and sometimes just hearing that somebody else is going through what you're going through helps you immensely. And I'll share. If you've been on here enough time, I talk about more things than you can imagine. Encourage more viewers to share. Thank you, brother. Thank you. This screen doesn't work right. What you guys want to talk about? It would be so much better if everybody was there for each other. Oh, you know what? And that's my dream. I know it's a silly dream, but the one thing I do know. The only thing I can control is what I do. I can only control how I feel. So I'm not going to sit out there and tell everybody, I hope that you can start treating people better and start wishing for them to win and be better people and hoping, instead of always wondering, hey, I don't know, I need to get over on that person or I need to be better than that person, start to look at the world with joy and love and I don't know, giving positivity out there. It I do my part. That's all I can do. Maybe this right here, maybe this will help more than me just doing it one person at a time out in the real world. And here's the thing is, you guys contact me all the time. I get messages. They're so amazing messages that tell me about certain things, and it brings me joy to understand that I'm making an impact on your life, even if it's a little impact. It's there's I tell you what, I got a lot of smiles out of the fact that you guys tell me stuff. And no, I don't listen to all the negativity and all the people saying one thing or whatever, because I love myself enough to understand they don't know me. They don't know me well enough to make that comment. They don't know me well enough to make that judgment. So because of that, you wonder why I don't react back to people when they get upset or anything. Oh yeah, yeah. So TRT, I'm on TRT. I have been on steroids in my life. I was probably in my 20s, and I got pretty big, but I did it bad. I did it. I didn't eat well and all that. So, and that's the reason why I'm going to be on TRT for the rest of my life. It's not a bad thing. It's matter of fact, it helps with my so many things in my health. You bring a lot of encouragement. I love starting my day listening to you. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate you. He wouldn't be acting like that if he was on trend. Right. I wouldn't be acting like this if I was. I'm 30 minutes on elliptical every morning, but I know I need to do more. Hey, but here's the thing: is you got to do more, but keep doing that. That's the problem most of us run into. I'm not doing enough, so I'm just going to stop doing it. Yeah, do more, do more. But if you don't do more, at least do that. I'm telling you, it's about that showing up every morning. It's more about that, the consistency, that keeping your promise to yourself. It's more about that for your mind and for your soul and for everything else in your life. It improves so much. Would I see your rage? You know what? So here's the thing: is I have done trend in my life. I did it back when I was in my 20s. It's a terrible, terrible supplement for it changes who you are. I remember like my mind used to wander and like suicidal thoughts. I used to think that the girlfriend that I was with at the time, I used to think she was cheating on me, but none of this was happening. This wasn't happening in the world. All it does, it creates so much craziness in your mind. I would never touch that again, and I would not recommend anybody. Does it work for the muscle part? For sure, but it ruins you as a person. So if you see those people that are freaking out and like really, really outraged, sometimes it's not even them. You get the sweats. You 100% get the sweats. I used to sleep like in sweat angels. It was a terrible decision. It was a terrible decision, but it was a young man's decision, and it was a dumb man's decision. But it's part of the lesson that I've learned in life. It's part of the steps I had to take to get to where I'm at. I had to fall down. I had to make the mistakes, and even at the time when I didn't think it was a mistake, now I do see it as a mistake. If you want to say I look back, it's not regret. It's not regret, but it is the fact that I've learned the lesson that wasn't a good decision. I shouldn't do that. Well, attorney, you know what? Here's what I got to tell you. They say something about the DECA. The DECA is, if you start taking the DECA, it actually changes like when it comes to that kind of stuff, like your ability to. I don't know if it's an ability, but if you're gay or straight or anything like that, if you're on the DECA, they've said that it's been known to actually change guys into girls too. It's a lesson. Johnny Lightning. What do you say? Suspension? Did I get suspended? Christopher, what's up? What's up, Christopher? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Do I know about all those supplements? Do I know? But I'll tell you this: it's not the right path. It's not the right path to go. You can, especially if you're young, dude. Naturally, these peptides nowadays. Look into peptides. They'll help you out a lot. I'm looking into HGH. I think I'm gonna start taking that. No. Oh, there was a juice called what? What was it called? He's talking about his truck suspension. Oh, suspension is that a drug? I don't know. I don't know what that one is. I guess I don't know all of the supplements. I know quite a bit, but maybe that was we were talking about the DECA. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so there's when you guys do these are hormones, especially when the guys are doing like these cycles and doing all these different steroids. If you looked into it, the guys testosterone, that is the base. That is TRT is That a lot of people just take TRT. Understand that that's not steroids taking. It is a steroid, but it's a hormone. It's a hormone that your body naturally produces. Once you get older, it stops producing as much. So then they found this out that you could start taking this TRT. You can take this synthetic testosterone. It increases your body back to back when you're 25 years old, so that you can start to gain muscle again. You can get your joints will be better. Believe it or not, it actually helps with a lot of things that you didn't realize. It's a replacement. Yes, I take my vitamin every day by thinking about taking. Yeah, I'm 44. Hey, Steven, here's what I got to tell you. Go to the doctor, get your blood test. Maybe you don't need it. But the one thing that you got to focus the most on when you're looking at all the numbers, the doctor should know this anyways, but it's your free testosterone. Your free testosterone, the things that matters the most. You can be at a 350 or 400 when it comes to the other testosterone and have a high free testosterone. That's the testosterone your body actually uses. So I'm so yeah, but I here no, if you're 30 plus, go get your blood tested. Girls, guys, everybody. Yep, total means nothing. All right. Yeah, I didn't understand that one. Repost addict. Yeah, I got lost in the conversation. Oh, I want to talk. This is not me being judgmental, but I have conversations in the gym every morning. And so there's this young guy, he's probably in his 20s. He came up and he's talking to me and another guy, and he's one of those guys that brags about like being a degenerate, and I'm not calling him a degenerate, but he brags about like, messing over women and doing all that stuff. And he comes up to me, and here's the thing, man, I mean, I wasn't exactly like him, but I was dumb like him when it comes to, he's like, I don't care if I die tomorrow. I just mentioned that the other day. He's like, oh man, I'm crazy. I'm just a crazy person. I just do these things. And all I hear, and I'm old man. I'm old man. And I remember I hear all those things and I listen to people different than most people. And all I heard was, it's just that insecure kid that I used to be. All I hear is that dude that's trying to perform for the crowd, trying to be cool for everybody else instead of being who he is. And I know that's that, but I'm not trying to be judgmental. It's just saying, I'm telling you is that in, talking to somebody in the past, like something like that, especially me, where I feel like I'm grown and that things that I used to do were silly or whatever, but there were things that I had to go through. But then when I hear him, and like I said, I hear what he's going through. All I hear is, like I said, I hear his trying so hard and his wanting everybody to like him. And matter of fact, he was telling these stories about this girl and he's telling about this stuff. And he looked at me and I said, man, I say, when you get to my age, you're going to look back at that and you're probably going to have a different opinion than you do right now. And he kind of looked at me crazy. He's like, what are you talking? I said, I mean, hey, live your life the way you ever want to. But, you're telling me about your 7-year-old son and that he says fuck and that it's cool and all that stuff. I said, hey man, it sounds enjoyable and it's fun right now, but I'm telling you, you're going to get to my age. Hopefully you get to my age and you're going to look back at this and you're going to be like, I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have did that. But maybe I should have did it different. So I go, but that's just my little tidbit in life, and you live your life, and it sounds like you're having a great time, and so do what you got to do. But I tell you this: if you're growing up in life, you're going to grow up one day, and you're going to look back at this, and you're going to have a different opinion, or at least I hope you have a different opinion of it. And he kind of smiled at me, and he kind of gave me knuckles, and and then he kind of moved on his way. But instead of like in the past, I'd have been like, yeah, bro, yeah, oh, that's shit. And then I've just come to realize that maybe that little nudge of knowledge that somebody didn't give to me at one point, it's not about judgment. Like, I promise you, he did not walk away upset with me. But maybe he has something in his head now, like maybe I should start thinking about these things. I don't drink any sports drink. What's the best one? Water. I put this thing. It's called Element, LMNT. It's called orange salt, and I put that in there, and that's good for my hydration. And so that's pretty much what I'm going for. But when it comes to that stuff, I think that my son drinks. It's like a seltzer. I can't remember what it is. It has less of the garbage in it than everybody else. You're drinking one right now. Hey man, you guys got to do what you got to do. I'm telling you right now. I'm not telling you how to live your life. If you need to put in energy drinks, if you need to eat the garbage, but if you want the best results from things, you're going to cut that shit out. That's all. The more that you're willing to give up to get to the goal, the faster you're going to get to the goal. And you're going to get way more out of it. Jeff loves K Candy. That's awesome. Good morning, my friend. That's awesome. Well, thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. What do you guys want to talk about today? There's man, I got so much to as far as like just my yesterday. I had to go do a presentation for one, my the company that I just started. And I went in there and I was so nervous. I wasn't sure I had information and went in and all that stuff. But the good thing is I know communication and I know people and I know the different. I had to go talk in front of a board. You need a hug, Christopher? I wish I could give you a hug. I would give you a hug. I promise you I would. How long does test take to notice? I mean, it's going to be a little while. It's probably like 4 to 6 weeks to really get saturated into you. You'll start to feel it. You'll start to feel it probably in the first couple of weeks more about your libido. You start feeling it with, like I said, you'll have a weird confidence that you're like, oh, I haven't had this since I was 25. And this is my experience, but this is a lot of people I talk to. So those are the two things that you'll probably notice first. You'll probably get more hungry. You'll want to eat more. You'll get more bloated. You'll definitely get more blood because you'll retain water because your body's getting used to it. So there's a lot of different things. So good morning, Panda. Good morning, my friend. Oh, there you go. There you go. I'm playing golf with Panda on Sunday. I can't wait to meet you, my friend. I can't wait to meet you. You're 27 years old. Man, seriously, I would 100% give you the biggest hug that you could have. Do you need PCT post test? PCT meaning like getting your system back going again. Are you cycling on and off test? People don't necessarily cycle anymore, especially with the TRT. They just keep you on a low common dose. And if you guys are going to do this, and I'm not a doctor, don't fucking listen to anything I say. Your body does not produce testosterone in a burst. So if you're taking that one shot every 10 days, or you're doing whatever like that, you do it more often. Your body needs it every single day. So if you need this amount over 10 days, spread that shit out as thin as you can. I mean, if you could do every day, that'd be amazing. But if you're gonna do it more often. You'll have less peaks and valleys as far as testosterone, especially you guys that are waiting. Like some people are getting it once every month. Sure, the ester, they have a long ester, but you're gonna hit high peaks and valleys when it comes to that. You're excited? All right. That's awesome. I probably missed the part why he's excited. Maybe the hug. What's up, my friend? Good morning. Good morning. Oh yeah, I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember read it the other day either. Could I? Man, my eyes are getting bad as I'm getting older. Destiny for life and psychomasterone. So masterone. See, so masterone. That's not that actually. I mean, I don't recommend you add anything on your own to do your own shit. But masterone is actually pretty delicate. It's not too bad. The Anavar people take. If you guys you absolutely are not gonna not do steroids. Like if you're gonna do like especially when girls do low dose, it's Anavar. Anavar is it's probably the least effective as far as side effects as when it comes to but it's not a very strong one either. But and it's not going to get you big. It's not going to get you huge. It'll probably get you a little bit more ripped. But yeah, Masterone's not so bad. You got 100 people here. Oh, that's awesome. Welcome everybody. Thank you for coming back. If you come back, I appreciate you. Hey, yeah, Masterone's that takes forever to start working. If you have to be on it for 8 weeks, I think, in order for it to even start working. It's a long ester. It stays in your system a lot. I took Tren, but kidneys suffered. Yeah, Tren, stay away from Tren. And no matter what, it's not even so much because here's the thing is Tren works like a fucking like amazing. Like I'm not trying to condone it. But what it does to you, it fucking is not worth it. It's not worth the damage it does to your body. When I eat sourdough or dildo. I don't eat bread. Sorry, bro. My bad. SARMs. They work, in a sense, they're good stuff. I personally have never really done them, so I haven't done a lot of research on them. But yeah, what I've heard, they're good, and they're pretty good. They're not bad for your body. It's not worth it. Remember, internal health, absolute. Yes, Wayne, of course. Yeah, that's the thing. I look healthy on the outside. I'm healthy on the inside too. But there was a time where I wasn't because I took all that garbage and everything. So, but now I got the way I eat, very healthy, ridiculously healthy. It has really helped my body. Is not worth and with you. Testosterone though is the miracle lifestyle. I'm with you. So I can't tell you that testosterone is a miracle lifestyle, but I got to tell you to get tested. Get tested. I'm not. It's not me recommending it. It's me telling you go get tested. The TRT part, that's up between you and the doctor. What I will tell you about that is some doctors, if it's a family doctor and stuff like that, they don't want to mess with any of the chances of anything. They're still listening to the rumors of the past, all that stuff. They also know that people tend to abuse it once they start to get the TRT because if they give it to yourself. So you go to a clinic, and if you can find a doctor that actually does TRT, you will get the most information from them because they did all the studying. My guy, he's a TRT guy. With your own testosterone America. I miss this. What are you on? Test? Yes, I'm on TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. I have been. I was at 260, so scrap. Oh, thank you, Panda. I appreciate you. A low dose. I feel. Yeah, I have been. Oh. Yeah. So see the low dose. So that's where sometimes they're giving you the TRT. I mean, sure, it's helping you a little bit, but they're so afraid of giving you the dose that's going to help you the right way that they're gonna underdose you. So that's why I say go to a doctor, like a doctor that knows about TRT, not a doctor that when you ask about TRT goes, because that means they're skeptical. That means that they're not going to really, do the right thing for you when it comes to that. Especially, and they probably got some kind of pharmaceutical company paying them money to push their shit. And that's just a little advice from not a doctor, from not a person that knows anything about anything. Just do a lot of work. Kidney disease, please send money. So I found a friend, haha, 2 years in life, and it's great. That's awesome. No, man, that's amazing. Good morning. My height is I'm 5'11 and 3/4, 5'11 and a half. And then I weigh, this morning I just weighed myself. I was 198 2 weeks ago. Right now I'm like 202. Good morning, Craig. Good morning, my friend. Good to talk to you, man. Hey, you got to check in with me. You seem like you've been bumming, and I don't like that. You won't tell me though. I hear it. Call me this weekend, okay, Craig? Find some time this weekend and call me. Saturday, I'm pretty free most of the day. I think we got some stuff we need to talk about. I don't know him. But we've had some conversations. He's a good dude. I feel like I know him at this point. I think. Come on, guys. What we got? Sounds good. Yes, 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 yes. So we need to talk. So what we got, guys? What we got to talk about? I know I don't have a lot of topics today. I started out so great. What is your favorite X-Men character? Ooh, that's a good one. Let's see, my favorite X-Men character. It's got to be Wolverine. It's got to be. I mean, that's pretty much. But whenever I'm sleeping, I wake up and when my hair's long, my hair sticks up on both sides like Wolverine. So my wife calls me Wolverine. Plus, it's Hugh Jackman. I like Hugh Jackman as an actor. I think he's probably a cool dude too. Yeah, see everybody Wolverine. 662, 248, still at 60. What? Wolverine. I like Gambit. I mean, that guy throws cards. I'm ready for Sunday too. Hey, Panda, dude, I'm looking forward. We better bring your game. No, I'm telling you, dude, I'm not that good anymore. Dog, you get to do him right. CY or CJ? Who's CY? Is that Cyclops? You talking about Cyclops? Cyclops is good too. Cyclops is good. See, I don't have a bat. I don't have one that I hate. I like Beast. Beast is a shit too, man. He's smart and he's a big dude. I don't know. I'm not that smart. I'm not trying to build shit in a lab. X-Men. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about what is your guys' favorite. Let's see, was it athlete? Yeah, who's your, like you said, people my age, more people like the older athlete. I'm talking about like legends of the games, not these new young dudes. Who's your favorite athlete? Like I'm talking about like looking up to. What's up, Wick? Good morning, my friend. I appreciate you coming, man. What's up, Soul Stone? What's up? Good morning. Yeah, Michael Jordan. So I think that too. Welcome back, my friend. Good morning. Yeah, Michael Jordan and I would say Kobe Bryant. You guys ever that Black Mamba book that he talks about? The amount of dedication. Remember, Was so this is funny. So we talk about God and you talk about thankfulness and gratefulness and stuff like that. You remember when what's his name? Irvin. Is his name Irvin? He's the dude that tore his knee like back to back seasons. He's younger. He still plays, but I can't think of his name. But he was there was one game one year, and it was the next year. He just got back from torn his knee. I wonder if somebody knows his name so I can know it. Joe Montana was the shit too. Joe Montana was the shit too. But Kyrie Irvin. Kyrie Irvin. So he had tore his knee, he shredded his knee. And then the very next year, they were in the playoffs or whatever. He shredded his knee again. And they show him go up to the free throw line. He wasn't sure how bad it was. And if he didn't shoot his free throws, he wouldn't be able to go back in the game. So he made sure to shoot the free throws, but he had torn his ACL. He torn it, shredded it. And so he's shooting these free throws, and you look and you see his mouth. And every time before he shot, even though he knows this is happening, he says, "Thank you, God. Thank you, God." And then he shoots and he makes the free throw. And then they bounced and said, "Thank you, God. Thank you, God." And they asked him, they said, "What happened?" He said, "Thank you, God, for my new lesson. Thank you, God, that maybe I needed to be stronger. Maybe I needed to," instead of looking at it, like, "Oh my God, it just happened to be horror. You want to see positivity?" He said, "Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for this new lesson, this new path that's going to make me stronger in life." It's a crazy top. You know what I got to say about Tom Brady? He is just like Michael Jordan. I think Michael Jordan and Tom Brady are the same thing. Is they had a drive to be the greatest they could be. You know, people hated on him, of course. But if you have to look at people that you want to respect, that you want to look up to, I mean, Michael Jordan, and I'm not saying their personal lives. I'm not saying that all that. I'm talking about the drive that they had to be the greatest. They weren't the greatest because they were more talented than everybody. They weren't the greatest because, it's because they had more drive. They had more of that thing in them that wasn't stopped. Because I just listened to Michael Jordan's Hall of Fame speech, and all he talked about was all the people that kept putting logs on the fire. He brought all the people, like the kid that he didn't make the high school team that made it over him. He brought that guy. He brought the coach that didn't let him make the team. And he's still to this day, he's like, "You were wrong. You were wrong. And I just wanted to prove you were wrong." Dale Earnhardt. Well, you know what? That's a little bit of a throwback. I'll tell you what, he dominated the shit out of it. He was so good, his son was kicking ass. Tiger Woods, yes, as far as like driven and what his father did and all that, I mean, his focus was unmatchable. But you saw the brokenness behind of that because he did it when he was a kid. Yeah, Tom Brady and Jordan, those two people, I would say to me, and I thank God every day. Is the fact is I got to watch both of those players from the time they were a rookie until they became their greatness. I got to see all that. LeBron, huh? We could talk about LeBron. He is one of the best quarterbacks ever. I think Tom Brady is the best quarterback ever. Mike Tyson. You know what we used to Mike Tyson's hilarious. We used to get everybody together. And if you guys ever knew back Mike Tyson when he was the best, his fights last 15 fucking seconds or 30 seconds. Like it never goes past the first round. But it used to cost us the $70 for the whole entire fight. And we'd get everybody around. And I got to tell you, it got to the point where we're like, we're not even going to buy it. It's going to be over. And that was the Buster Douglas. And that's when he lost. so we should have bought that one too. I could too. Tiger is you're right. And even today, like Tiger has something about him that you kind of want to watch. He has a presence about him. Yeah, John. Tyson, yes, right? Dude, Mike Tyson fights was the worst investment that we'd ever put into because he literally will last when he went the Spinks, when he fought against Spinks. Dude, you thought that was going to be a big fight, dude. It was like 2 punches, and it was over. I was like, we can't afford $60 at that age. Shaquille O'Neal. You know why I like Shaquille O'Neal? I like Shaquille O'Neal because he tells, like, even to this day, he was actually in Arizona for a while, and he was a sheriff. He was doing the sheriff posse. Matter of fact, he was at a Walmart at like 2:00 in the morning, and they caught him on camera. He was actually doing it. But when he does interviews, he goes, "You guys see me as a celebrity. You guys see me as something. I'm not that. I'm just a regular dude that just happens to have money, and that you guys care about what it." He goes, "But I don't think of myself as anything else." And I condone the fuck out of that. What's up, my brother? What do we got? What is that called? This is atomic. Yeah, it's atomic, right? Yeah. Good morning. I know I couldn't read it last time either. From getting that belt in the 40. George Foreman. That's an excellent point. That is amazing. You know, I do like to watch movies where old, like that new movie F1 with Brad Pitt in it. because of the old guy coming back and winning. First of all, that's bullshit. There's no way he could go after that many years, 30 years, and start driving F1, and he's just cool at it. But just the stories like that inspiring. And George Foreman for sure. I got his grill. I tell you what, I used to cook my chicken on his grill all the time. From Little St. James. I don't know where that is. Is that like an island? Muhammad, yeah. I mean, Muhammad Ali was before my time. I wish I could have witnessed that more. A matter of fact, his daughter lives here in Arizona or whatever, and so he's been here quite a few times. I have ever met so kind and amazing ball player is Freddie Freeman, huh? You know what? I've heard that. I've actually heard that about him. What are you guys talking about? Your Wildcat Steve say something and I missed it? Yeah, that's why. Hey, Wildcat Steve, you just put your stuff at the top. You already know how to do it. So if you have something to say, I'll read that. I can give you that respect for sure. Thank you for doing what you do with the moderator thing. See, this is when I'm waiting for you guys to talk. That's the space. That's the empty space, and my brain doesn't can't handle empty space. All right, no, we got nothing. We got nothing. All right, all right, all right. So what we were talking about? We were talking about athletes, and let's talk about books. Let's talk about. I was Reggie, dude. Reggie and Derek Thomas. Remember Derek? He had like what 6 sacks in a game once, and that dude died for a car crash after being one of the most amazing defensive ends that's ever lived. You know what? See, so when you say, "Do you like Kyrie?" I got to tell you, I don't know him. I don't watch basketball enough. But what do I love? I do love the fact that Kyrie Irving was like in the moment, like we all talk about. He was in one of those moments that could have ruined him for the rest of life. He could have been into sadness. He could have defined like, you know what? Poor me. I've just tore my knee up 2 years in a row. And all they're saying is I'm just injured prone. I got all this stuff. Instead of that, in that very, very moment, right? In the very moment, he decided this is a lesson. Instead of poor, like I said, poor me, sadness, all that stuff. He decided to find the lesson in it. If you want to grow in life, that's exactly what. You remember Derek Thomas? Yeah, he was awesome. But best book for motivation. Oh, so here's motivation. I think the motivation is because motivation is not going to get you anything. That's what I got to tell you. It's about discipline. So I think the best books are the ones. So like How to Read People Like a Book is by Patrick King. And that one right there, you think, oh, you're trying to learn other people. What it did is it taught me to learn myself. It taught me to learn, like while I'm trying to read other people, I get to read my feelings. This thing they call the shadow. It's a Asian, whatever. I don't know enough about like the verbiage in order to say the exact stuff. But it's the shadow, which basically means is the person that you're trying to portray to other people, that your shadow. What's the things, your insecurities, all the things. Why are you doing that? You get to step out of that a little bit you're trying to read other people. You get to step out of your own and you get to read yourself. You get to see while you're reading like, oh, that person's reacting this way, acting. Now you can look back at yourself and be like, oh, I also have that feeling, or I also feel this way. And it starts to learn yourself. And if you want to know what motivation is getting to the point where you know yourself well enough that you know that getting in shape is the right thing. You know that exercise is right. This isn't about that diet, that thing that you jump into and you're trying to, and we fail because this happens or working out, life gets in the way or whatever. It's about knowing yourself well enough that you stop letting it be an excuse. You stop letting like reasons be the reason why you're not getting fit or reasons why you're not learning more. There's always something we can all find something that's going to hinder our path. But the question is, what are we willing to give up in order to add this to our path? What are we willing to do in order to get that? And so if you start to figure out yourself and what you care about. And it doesn't mean you're going to care about the same things as everybody else. That's the problem. You compare yourself to, oh, well, they say this is fun, or they say that this looks good, or they say this is, instead of you coming into the realization is that you're in control of how you feel. You're in control of how you handle things. You're in control of taking in information. Like when you get offended, instead of being offended, you start to understand, why am I offended? Instead of blaming the other person for offending you, because maybe sometimes they're not even trying to, you're just taking that into. And once you learn those things, you want to have more control of yourself, you want to have more happiness, you want to be able to do those things, is to be in those moments and understand why, instead of always like just deflecting and responding, instead of thinking about stuff. That's just my personal opinion. Man, I go on some rants sometimes. I'll tell you that. Who's my favorite actor? Ooh, I can tell you. I'll tell you the answers. There's a bunch of them. You know what my favorite movie is? My favorite movie is, guess what? It's Gladiator. It's 100% Gladiator and 300. So I guess that maybe that defines a little bit about me. That's a good big question that I ask a lot of people. I don't necessarily ask them like, what's your favorite movie? But I'll say like, what's your favorite genre of movie? Or sometimes I ask people, if you were an animal, what kind of animal would you be? That is so revealing about a person because the thing that they value, the thing that's most important to them, like as a person, you'll see it in their answer. You'll see it like if they're a bear, then you understand that they're protective, but they're also cuddly. There's all kinds of different things that you could read into things to get to know people better, to get to understand people better. Atomic Habits. I just started listening to that again. If you're going to do any of this, yeah, you're right, motivation. But Atomic Habits, it's not that even isn't even about motivation. Atomic Habits is about you learning yourself. That means walking through your day not asleep. And you're like, what are you fucking talking about? Do me a favor today. Literally just start paying attention. Pay attention every second. Do not let yourself go into story mode, habit mode where you're making your breakfast, you're getting your coffee at Starbucks, you're getting to work, you wake up at work and you're like, what the fuck? How did I even get here? I want you to do this today. I want you from the second that you wake up or start your day, pay attention. Like while you're driving, instead of just putting yourself in a coma of like, this is the path I go, I'm turning left here, I got this. And so if you're thinking about other things, guess what? If you're thinking about other things, that means you have yourself on habit mode. That means you're just functioning. But so take yourself out of the thinking about something else and focus on the driving. Focus on the people around you. Keep doing that. Take yourself out of habit mode and you'll start to see the habits. You'll start to see the things the bad habits, the good habits, all the different things, because you're like, I didn't even know I did that. And you've done it 100 times in a row. But once you start to realize now, if you want to change your habits, and this they talk about in Atomic Habits, and now if you want to change your habits, you're aware of your habits. You're aware that you have a bad habit. You're aware that you have this habit. And if you want to start to fix your habits, start taking good habits that you already have and adding some new other habits to it. That way you have that. I'm sorry, I can't explain it. But I was started listening to it again. And if you're going to do it, Atomic Habits, I think, what's his name? Is it Clear? I think his name is Clear. I ride my motorcycle to work, so I have to pay attention. Yeah, well, Steve, yeah, you definitely do have to pay attention on a motorcycle. But I'm just saying, in life, in general, when you're walking your office, do you do the exact same thing? Do you walk over to this and you do this, and then you walk over to this and you do this? Do you go to the bathroom every day when you come to this place? Those are the habits that you guys don't understand that you're walking through. And as the older you get, the more your body's trying to make things easy. Your body goes into habit mode where you go to do this and you go to do that. You walk in, you put your keys somewhere. You walk over here, you put your purse, so you hang it on the chair. These things are all habits that you've step out of that for a second. I started to understand the matrix so much better. They were talking as far as that goes for me. I know that they were talking about whatever, what is simulation or anything, but I'm talking about it is a simulation. The simulation is the fact is you walk through your day with habits. You want to get back out. You want to get happy. You want to learn new habits. You want to change things. Be aware of the habits you have. Change those habits. Let's go. And another book I've been listening to, and it's very good for conversation and understanding people and how to have better conversations. It's called Your Next Conversation. Yeah, it's called Your Next Conversation. It's written by a lawyer. He was doing stuff on YouTube, doing a little kind of like this every day. He was doing this. People asked him to write a book. The book is amazing. The book tells you so many things, like gives you so many scenarios that you're in, because like I said, he's a lawyer. And so he has so many confrontations. He has different things, and he teaches like your mind, where your mind should be. Talks about pausing before you talk. Don't be reactive. Listen and then make a good conversation about it. Gardening books. You read gardening books? Hey, I don't have to read them. I live the gardening books. But yeah, dude, communication books. If you want to be better, you already have a great job. But if you want to get better at it and you want to have more relationships with people, make yourself better. How do you make yourself better? Listen to conversation books. Listen to how to read people. Listen to those things. And you think, oh man, it's just going to teach me other people. It teaches you yourself. It teaches you what to look for in other people, but it also teaches you like, oh man, I didn't realize that I react that way. So it helps me a lot. So I mean, if you really want to, you have a vegetable garden? That's amazing. Well, right now you better make sure you have that covered. It's too hot. I think I'm gonna have to start switching this to like 4 to 5 o'clock because I'm gonna have to start working earlier. It's that time of year. It's that time of year. It's getting 100 degrees out here in Arizona, so I get to start. The sun's coming up around 5:30 now. I have to start working early, so I'm gonna have to start getting off of here. So I got to make my breakfast. I thank you very much every morning for coming. Hopefully, I help you guys out with some positivity. You guys definitely help me out. I don't. I try not to share too much as far as that goes. My wife actually, she overheard me talking the other day on here, and she was like, "Hey, you know what? You don't need to tell everybody everything." so, so, anyways, you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me this morning. I'll be back tomorrow after 5 o'clock, between 5 and 6. I'm going to breakfast with one of my boys. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much. What's up, Drew Mack? How you doing, my brother? Drew Mick. Good morning. Yeah, hey, golf on Sunday, my friend. If I don't talk to you tomorrow on here, I'll see you on Sunday. Thank you, John. I appreciate you, dude. You know what, man? Thank you. I thank you, brother. I'm looking out for you. Thank you, Drew Mack. Appreciate you. Have a good day, Steven. Everybody have a good day. Hey, Steve, thank you again, my friend.